Those are not my tracks. They look like really old, like, I mean, footprints, kind of, don't they? There's my foot. There's that footprint. The only weird thing is that they're so close together. But no, look at that. That's like, this one here especially has the perfect, like, human kind of foot pattern. Now, somebody was in here with one of those side-by-side ATVs, so it's possible somebody stepped out. Now, look, the tracks, this snow is from after the ATV tracks. See, the snow is on top of the ATV tracks. So that means these prints are older. And see, I'd already walked through them without even noticing them when I got to here. That's so neat. See, I don't really, I mean, I do believe that something from like prehistory is out there in the forest. I do, right? And this seems like a pretty good place for it, you know? However, the likelihood of me just walking in willy-nilly into like an habitat, it doesn't seem likely, right? Especially after I discovered that that noise I was hearing wasn't Bigfoot, it was actually a deer. So, I don't know, they look good, don't they though? It's a little bit bigger than my foot. Okay, well, I've rested. It's time to keep on dragging. Next stop, that way. We just keep getting further and further into the forest, and then it's gonna open up in a few spots into those alpine areas. More dragging, then we start going practically straight up through a little more forest, then the mine, a lot more forest, more dragging, and then eventually the cabin. One way to tell how old a track is when it's in a snow, mud mix is by trying to find places like this where the entire road is covered by the snow. And now you see the ATV tracks, they have to have been before this snow fell, otherwise they would be on it. So that tells me that no one has been up this road on any kind of equipment since this snow fell. Now somebody on foot, like me, when I go through this stuff, a lot of times, like if I'm just on foot and I'm not dragging something, I like to go up and around so that I'm not leaving tracks and stuff. That's just like me though. So somebody on foot though might have been through here. But I can tell you that machinery hasn't. I think I figured it out. These are wolf tracks. Wolf and coyote. The larger ones there are probably wolf. They look older. I don't think these are the same time period. I think these are a difference of like maybe days or even weeks. Those are too big to be coyote right there, but that's what they are. They're a canine. And those could be baby wolves. Right? Maybe, I don't know. You know, this is all just like guesswork. They're definitely canine of some kind, unless they're cat tracks. I didn't think about that. They could be cat tracks too, couldn't they? They're so old. Water. So what's cool about the travois is that it only has 2 points of contact, so if you hold it high enough, your stuff won't get wet. Looking good? Yeah, still looking good. I'm getting hungry. We got the alpine up here pretty soon. We'll just be getting out of the forest. It's more like this until it opens up. That pile's fresh enough it actually had a bug on it. Think large coyote. Why is my battery not charging? We're only on 23%. Guys, gotta charge your battery. Want to have enough when we get there to be able to like gather firewood and stuff, get the cabin all set up. I just got up to the top of this and it's the first flat spot for a while here. I was just catching my breath, and I've seen a lot of like poop. I'm assuming coyote, because I've even seen a few tracks that are like this, you know. Now, when I was sitting here, I was just breathing and looked over here and found this. This is a gigantic pile of crap, guys. Look at the size of that. And it's all hair. That's what you're looking at right there. That's hair. Deer hair. That's huge. See how big it is now? Comparison to my hand, it's not too small. Here we gotta go through this little forested spot, and then next will be the alpine. Yeah, and this is like really trudging to walk on. There's some more tracks. These are fresher. For size comparison. And some smaller ones too, so that's a larger one there. All right. That's where the logging roads run up through here, right? And that little creek that we passed down there, that is responsible for cutting all of this. So it runs down at the very bottom of this valley. Is that cool or what? I just want to go prospecting so bad this year. I really do. Especially now that like Michael and Tom are in on this. I wonder how they're doing. It's the weirdest thing. Normally when I'm up here, like our channel is like paused, right? And right now, when I left, I was like, guys, do lives, post videos, have fun. So I wonder what's happening right now with y'all guys. So the next time we'll see this again, we'll be on the other side once we're way up on top above the cabin. Up on that little pasture land where the cows like to stand. Oh yeah, I keep passing wolf tracks. Some of them rather fresh, and they're always accompanied by smaller tracks like these, for instance. See, those are some smaller tracks. Where are those larger ones? Those are really old. And a lot more poop too. So it's definitely wolves out here. Whoop, see, there's a small pile. What I'm thinking might be going on, see, I had heard that that alpha male, the one that was down by the lake last year when we were down here last winter, had broken off of the loop pack somewhere out over here, and then teamed up with a couple females and came out this way to build his own pack, basically. So I'm wondering, because they were mating last year, I'm wondering if maybe they had pups, and there's a little like wolf family little thing going on out here, and we're right in the middle of it. I've always gotten along with wolves. I'm not worried about them. I mean, I know that they would eat me in the right situation, of course. However, I've actually lived in the wild with wolves, very scary wolves. So I actually think that it's really neat more than anything. Now, I don't want to be sleeping outdoors. I'm glad that we aren't throwing our sleeping bag down under a tree somewhere or something. We'll make it to the cabin. Sun's getting closer to the hill. It actually lowered down back here. See that shadow down there? That's where we were before. So we're kind of chasing the sun. This is the last time we're gonna catch it though. Once we drop back down into the forest up here by the mine, it's probably all gonna be shaded from there. Then we gotta get to the cabin, start gathering firewood. I'll bet this video is nothing but traveling. I hope you've enjoyed it though. Isn't it beautiful? And a lot of beautiful views and scenery. That's what I like about doing this with y'all guys too, is getting to see stuff from over here that you might not see otherwise. It's gorgeous. Okay, I better keep on mushing. I'll power you back up at the mine. That's the old mine. And there are cabins over there. This is the last little, well, I mean, it's not really. It's just that from here, what we've already come is nothing. So, it's more uphill. It's long. There are a couple different ways to go. But it's, from here, it's home. When I see the mine, this is the spot of territory that is like I have claimed. I know almost every inch of it. It is home. This is where I actually existed through my worst post-apocalyptic existence I've ever been in. Yeah. And I grew stronger, overcame, triumphed. Yeah, this is home, guys. Now, for some reason, as I'm recording too often, I'm not letting it charge fully. I hate complaining about it constantly, right? Constantly being like, oh yeah, by the way, the battery. So we're gonna make a good portion of this. I'm gonna charge you up till you're at least 80%, and then we'll come back online once we get to like the cabin. I might try and pick off a couple shots here and there as we go. There are a few pretty places. Most of it's just the forest like this. It's gonna convert into a couple cattle trails, and then kind of into an ATV trail, and then pretty much a cattle trail the rest of the way to the cabin. Most of y'all guys have seen it before. Friends, I literally came around the corner just then thinking, oh, I guess it's gonna be very stormy tonight, and walked right into it. I don't know if you can see, there's actual little flakes of snow starting to come down. That's the storm. That hump right there is the top of Chopaka. See all this gray coming in at us right now? Okay, I was sitting there thinking, I doubt it's going to shift. It's probably not going to be anything. I'll bet the weather guys were wrong. I'll bet it's going to rock and roll tonight. Look how fast those clouds are moving. I am not speeding it up, guys. Okay, a little bit further. Maybe, what is that, 2 football fields? Because when it does it in gusts like that, that kind of freaks me out a little bit, you know? It's kind of like it's just getting ready. Okay, I should conserve my oxygen. All right, friends, so we just got here. Check out the weather out here. All right, I've been here maybe about 15 minutes. I've got your battery hooked up. You've got the external battery on. Make sure your counter's going. Yes, excellent. Snow's starting to come down. What, the last of the blue skies being replaced by the gray coming in from the north there. I figure I've got maybe an hour and a half, maybe an hour before it's actually dark. So I want to figure out what I'm doing now. Check this out first, real quick. We had some real nice people here. They left some stuff here at the cabin. I haven't read the diary yet. They left a 12-pack of root beer, but it froze, so it like all the cans burst and everything. I might try and thaw them out, see if there's one in there that's salvageable. Then also, they left some liquor behind. We got here some Pendleton whiskey and some Smirnoff citrus. And I've been looking at it since I walked in the door. My first instinct was, oh no, right? Almost like I wasn't gonna be able to stop myself or something, right? And so first off, I don't like whiskey anyway, never have, right? I would have a scotch every once in a while with 2 ice cubes. No more than 2 because it would dilute the scotch. Don't worry about it, it's a pun. And then, yeah, I've danced with Smirnoff a lot in my past. But Smirnoff citrus, you wouldn't catch me dead. So if I'm gonna relapse, if I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna do it on my own terms. I go to the store and buy it. I wouldn't hide up here in my cabin and do it. You know what I'm saying? So in seeing this, now I'm not telling you that I didn't have, my first thought was I could have a shot, right? No, hang on, let me turn the label away. I'm not advertising this. Yeah, my first thought was I could just have a little bit, right? A shot. I could just get a little tipsy, right? Nobody has to know, right? I just go in and film my show and everything and go on like nothing happened. Now that thought only lasted for about, okay, honestly 7 seconds. I would say 7, it was more than 5, it was less than 10, right? So what I think we're gonna do here, now I had even thought about leaving it in case somebody else comes up who likes to imbibe and doesn't have an issue, right? I don't think I'm gonna though. I think I'm just gonna dump it. I feared we'll pour one out for the homies. You wanna do that? Wanna pour one out for the homies with me? I am glad they didn't leave, hang on. I am glad they didn't leave an 8-ball of Coke behind. That would have been a longer thought. All right, so. This is for the loggers, the miners, the cowboys, the hikers, our ancestors, the Native Americans, and anybody else out here who has ventured for freedom and adventure. This one's for the homies, guys. Another cool thing that, oh no! Are you okay? You poor thing, that was a fall. Another cool thing they left behind was firewood. So check this out. It's not a lot, but it's actually a bundle of store-bought firewood. Now our log I brought in from outside. I've got some more firewood already gathered up over here from last time. So I'm gonna grab a few more sticks. I'm gonna run down to the creek down here while your batteries charge. Grab a jug of water. We can drink it through that life straw if I don't feel like boiling it. I definitely want to boil some though, because I want a cup of coffee real bad. I've already been recording this for 5 minutes. All right, guys, I'll see you in a couple minutes. Next stop, coffee. All right, friends, I've got the windows sealed up and the lantern on. It's bright enough in here I can see. The storm has gone from snowing, it was kind of a snow-rain mix, to kind of just basic. It's your gloomy, windy day. It isn't any 50 miles an hour here, so that's good. And you see every now and then there's still some flakes of snow coming down, which kind of suggests, see, I can't tell from this bowl where we are whether it's blowing north or south anymore. So it may not have even turned yet. I'm not sure. What I'm doing right now is I'm getting ready to eat. I brought that ram with me. Got some ram meat. And so this is my cooking crate. I leave it here. So to clean and sterilize it, I've been heating it in the fire. Really all I need to do is pass it through the flames a couple times. I'm kind of overkill though. If I can, I do things overkill so that I know for sure it's done. Now, so what I'm gonna do now, the ram is really actually kind of tough. So I don't have any way to tenderize it or anything. I'm gonna take my really sharp knife, I'm gonna cut it into very thin slices, and then I'll cook it quickly over the heat. It's going to be really good. On top of that, I found I have another can of chili I had left here from before, and then I have some hot dogs also. I figure I'll save the hot dogs for our hike out tomorrow. Okay, here's my rack. This is my ram meat. The cutting board is an old wood stove that got taken out of the cabin when it was replaced by that one that we have there. It's a really nice day, actually. I've had a really great day, really. The entire trip has been pretty cool. I was expecting it to be a little bit worse. See, I've come into this place before when it was bad. I have come in here when it was really bad. And I probably shouldn't have done it. You know how that is? But I'm glad we made it. I'm glad we're not still pushing. It could get bad if a person were out in this right now. You know what I mean? Oh, does not look good? That's a ram right there. Friend of mine's friend, native gentleman, was able to harvest this sometime last year, I think. And so I wound up with a little bit of it. Coffee water's probably hot by now. You guys can see anything, so I'm just gonna keep moving. Once I get the lights turned on, it gets a little bit more comfortable in here, I will let y'all guys know. Work? Hey, wait, that might work. All right, cool. We're up. All right, so I've melted down snow in this twice already, so I can rinse it out. Here's our ram. Think about just using the fire grate here, just like this, and just put the food on top of it and then put that in over the fire. Less of a chance of it falling through. is kind of what I'm thinking. Or hoping, I should say. You know? Okay, I've got to grab my salt. Okay, so this was here. I leave this here. It's onion powder. I think that's too bright for you to even read it, but yeah, it says onion powder there. Got some Worcestershire sauce. And I think my salt's in here. Yes, haha. It's important to have salt in our diet. We need salt and liquid in order for our bodies to manufacture blood. So we might not have like the right blood levels. So it's important to keep our sodium. We lose sodium a lot. And a lot of people, when they aren't active, watch their sodium. However, active people, we burn out sodium faster. So it isn't as much of a health risk for us to have to watch. I want to keep a good eye on them, turn them every so often and everything. Probably won't want my coat because I'm going to be reaching in there. It's a good coat. This is an Alaskan coat. The guy I got it from worked on the pipeline like 30 years ago or something. These are actually the Alaskan colors, the gold on royal blue. The trick is to cut it nice and thin, like yay, and then cook it real quick on slow temperature. Basically, it's rare. Ram doesn't do well done very well. It will become tough. This is amazing. Yeah, it's like, I mean like butter. It's almost like the best steak I've ever had. I've just been cooking it wrong this whole time. Wow. Oh man, I didn't realize how hungry I was either. This is so good. Little Worcester. Oh, that's my water. Where's my sweet tea? It's the little things. Well, it was a good day. I definitely wasn't expecting to find those bottles once I got up here. That was kind of cool. I mean, like, seriously though, it wasn't much of a trigger. The main thing was the first thought of, oh, I could get away with it, right? And, oh, I'm so far away, there couldn't be any negative consequences. And like, it only lasted like, seriously a couple seconds, and then I snapped down my trigger, right? And I was like, man, if I were gonna drink, I sure wasn't gonna drink somebody's leftovers. You know what I mean? It's like, I haven't come this far and done so much just to throw it away. I mean, crap happens, don't get me wrong. You know, I mean, I've thrown it away before many times, and the trick there is if it happens, get up, march on. You know, I always walk in, my name's Matt, I have one day, you know. I never let my relapses last more than a day. That was a big thing. I rode the shame too much previously, and I just stay in it. When I relapsed, I'd have to get over the shame the next day and go start again, you know? We lose our days. We don't lose our experience. And in many ways, relapse is part of recovery. I'm just glad that today, it doesn't have to be, you know? This is amazing. I cannot tell you how good this is. I wish you would try some. Here, take some through the screen. Oh, it's really like the best thing I've had in a long time, I think. Friends, this night just keeps getting better and better. I just finished my ramen and everything, and I've tried one of those Dr. Pepper, or those root beers. They're really good. I thought that it was going to explode everywhere, so I covered it with a towel when I opened it. Yeah. Big thank you to whoever left the root beers behind. And I will try and leave them in a place that the rest of them won't freeze. However, I'm pretty sure it'd take a much colder freeze than they've already been through to actually explode, being that the cans withstood the pressure. It's weird. Some of them withstood it, some of them didn't. Some of them exploded, some of them just kind of like misformed a little bit and were like, you can take the pressure. Interesting. A very tasty thought. Ha ha! All right, I'll see you in the morning, guys. Never give up, never surrender. Good morning, friends. It got really cold last night, like really, really cold. Thermometer said 2 below, which I cannot believe it got that cold up here. I brought my 20 degree below bag instead of my 40, so it was a little bit chilly, but it wasn't real cold. It was just where my body is laying against the bed here, because the bag works due to the goose down in it. It holds the warmth of my body. So laying against the board here that I'm on kept the goose down from being able to hold the heat, right? So where my body was laying against the ground was a little cold. It's probably about 10. I stayed in bed on purpose waiting for it to warm up outside. So I don't have much battery. It sucks. I want to plug y'all guys in for a few minutes, clean up around here. We got a couple things to do, and then we'll start heading back for civilization. It's been a good trip. I've had a lot of fun. I thought it was going to be harder than it was. I really did. This time of year, it should have been a lot harder than it was, so I'm not complaining. I got to get some coffee in me. One of the hardest things about surviving in the cold for me, the most unenjoyable part, is the mornings when everything is cold. Brr. There. It starts getting better with every layer we put on. Until finally I start to warm up. I was smart last night. I made a cup of coffee while the fire was on. Oh, wow. Yeah, I should have known, though. Yep. It's frozen. Oh, okay. Yeah, it definitely got cold. It's like I said, the thermometer said 2 below. I don't have much firewood. I gotta warm up. Let's see if it's warmer outside. This door swells shut in the winter. Nope, it's not much warmer outside. Maybe a little bit warmer. Okay. Gotta get a fire going real quick just so I can warm up. And we're gonna have to start hiking out. It's gonna take a while to get back to civilization. Oh, burn. Makes it a lot easier if you have any kind of accelerant like an oil or a diesel or something like that, and you have coals from the night before. You put that oil or diesel or whatever accelerant you have on those coals. They'll suck that accelerant in, and it makes it a lot easier to light. It sucks when you have to just start a fire from scratch, guys. Those can be some of the hardest, most challenging times in survival. Most of the wood is wet. It's hard to, our hands and stuff will be numb. It's hard to move our fingers. It's difficult to find the patience to keep going, but we have to move slow. Now this isn't one of those times. This is all right. This is almost like easy living. Most of those pine needles and dirt and stuff are only going to be on the top layer. Whenever you're using a firearm, we always need to maintain perfect gun safety. We need to make sure that we are proficient in the weaponry that we're using. Whenever discharging a weapon, we need to always be sure that we are firing somewhere where there are not any people, into something safe. Also, anybody that doesn't have any experience with firearm, I would recommend to find someone who can teach us. There are places, there's shooting ranges and stuff that will allow us to become familiar with our firearms. This one's always sharp. Yeah, that's a good knife right there. Not bad. Boy, I love the kick of that 44 though. Okay, that's a jet. A few minutes ago, I heard a couple rigs go that way on the logging road out there across the valley. Could be snow machiners or something. The state does a lot of stuff up here too. Boy, they have some nice snow machines. They can go anywhere. Never give up, never surrender, guys.